gifted. Whoa! Whoa, 200 gifted. Deen.
All night getting shit on.
Yeah,
I was
Deen.
waiting for that fucking moment.
I'll make you another clip. Don't do that. Seriously?
I'm asexual.
What the fuck that mean?
We're friends. We've always been friends. We're homies.
I ain't been sleeping. I ain't been eating. Ever since this nigga slapped me, bro.
Y'all ever watch someone speedrun humiliation of their own humiliation rituals? Go watch my video on that if you haven't already, because this evil DDG variant went live on stream and got humbled miserably. He didn't even have a slow descent into the industry. Bro was trying to speedrun his way to the top with the kind of shit pulling off on the internet. I went from never hearing of this Deen dude to only knowing him for being a human punching bag. The lesson is already clear. Pride is a permanent plague in anyone's life unless you learn to uninstall it from your own life. Everything I'm talking about is from public clips and public reactions that have been going viral on every single platform. Because we always see streamers get hate, but we never get to see them get so awfully humbled back to back. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I'm not a therapist. I'm just noticing things that continue happening in the streamerverse, always being in heavy relation to some kind of sin, and the polarizing effect that always having the camera on can have on these people. Also, I do not condone violence in any way. But I don't mind a few lessons being taught to the people who need to be taught a lesson. Because the brutal, honest truth is that pride doesn't disappear when you get embarrassed. It either gradually turns into humility or it mutates into denial. Doubling down. And then when we get hit with the classic cope where this man will make any excuse in the book for why it was justifiable for him to harass a man's wife and then harass a man twice his size because he can't control himself off that head. The husband of the wife, Larry Wills, has his own strange track record where his wife was already doing suggestive things around Rampage Jackson before the stream even occurred.
Those videos they made of me made it really like I'm in love with you. He's fine, but no, he's not my type, for sure not. He was very nice. And Larry giving her the death stare. If he goes broke, he's still loving him. If he was broke when we met, we wouldn't be here.
Pride is the one sin that can survive any event, because I've seen time and time again a person's pride lose them their life. Sure, you could lose the fight and still be like, yeah, but I had him, you know, if this happened, if that happened, etc. A bunch of cope and rationalization. Now, mind you, the Deen the Great Guy is supposed to be a professional boxer. And before y'all start, I can admit he's a little entertaining, he's a little funny to laugh at, because that's what these rituals are. The internet is not some playground. It's for real a courtroom with memes as evidence. The memification of everything is a whole separate topic, but this is just goofy behavior that will for sure pay his bills off for the remainder of the year. But boy, your kids ain't ever gonna look at you the same when you have them. They gonna be in a 5th grade history class learning about the coronavirus, and then someone gonna send them a clip of their daddy getting the likes knocked out of them by a bunch of grown men. Some jokes are not jokes when you say them in front of the wrong person. The same way you don't speak to your parents, the same way you speak to your friends is the same level of decorum and respect you should have when rage baiting a man off the roids. You know that friend who thinks being bold is a personality trait? Like, I used to have this friend who would just scream in public or say some out-of-pocket that no one needs to be hearing. Last time I talked to him, he told me that the cops were at his house. Deen is not even bold, he's just allergic to consequences. He got this content creator mindset with the boxing stuff all mixed up, and it gasses his head to believe he can escape all consequences, but that is far from the case. The vibe was pushing buttons, testing boundaries, doing the I'm just playing speedrun. Like, bro, you already intoxicated. There's no reason to be acting like a jester while trying to touch a man's wife. You looking like a Diddy variant. And listen, there's a difference between flirting as a joke and flirting as a lifestyle. Regardless of how you want to spin it, that's a married woman with her husband. And trying to pick fights with bigger guys is a clear sign of insecurity and pride. He was acting like there's no men around. I'd be scared if there wasn't. He was moving like it was a bunch of NPCs that they were just gonna sit there and let him content farm. Even Rampage Jackson couldn't stop this man from embarrassing himself. Then reality taps him on the shoulder, or in this case, on his face. Both cheeks.
Paul.
And it wasn't gentle either. Probably making people think no one's gonna check them, but no amount of money or muscles will stop you from getting your shit rocked. Now, a normal person will be like, yeah, I'm gonna chill out, I got too comfortable, but pride is like cracking your phone, because it can still work, but one day it's not gonna function the same, and it's probably gonna ruin your whole day. When you're proud, everything becomes a performance, which is why instead of taking this L, Deen now had the whole internet pitying and laughing at him like a child. So of course, instead of maybe apologizing, you know, maybe going into early retirement, he keeps on starting problems because he's not trying to solve the situation. He's trying to win the moment, but there's no winning on the internet. I can make a video with the most reasonable takes and people still gonna disagree. On stream especially, Pride gets sponsored. That's why we got half the gambling addicts doing the promotions on live. The camera turns regular disrespect into a content strategy. Then when it escalates, they gonna act surprised, and then the argument gets even more heated. This dude threatened 3 people in a 2-day span and even claimed he was gonna back out the pew-pew device to get some get back. And you see, the classic Pride cycle is to talk bigger, stand closer, make it impossible to back down. A few people were saying that the Tiki dude right here in this clip snuck him. Bro, he did not sneak him. This man was all up in his face. He deserved to get punched. They be acting surprised when it goes wrong, but they're treating conflict like they're still in the ring, as if stepping forward first means that you automatically is gonna win the fight. Pride does not de-escalate. Pride only knows run it. But when it's not in the ring, it's a different story. And here's the part a lot of people skip. It's the aftermath. Because getting embarrassed is common, but learning from the embarrassment is rare. If you apologize and you keep the same energy, that's not growth. That's just PR. Why is Rampage Jackson becoming your therapist in this situation? A real apology is not through words, it's through actions. Because some people apologize like it's a subscription. They'll have the audacity to litter that same apology with so many excuses, which negates the whole idea of apologizing, which is taking accountability. That's not masculinity at all. The question isn't did he say sorry, it's did he stop being prideful. The permanence of pride shows up in everyday's life. It's when you know you're wrong, but you refuse to fold. You turn advice into disrespect and then take accountability as hate. Pride makes you protect an image when your real life is collapsing. These clips breathe insecurity. So we know what kind of man you are, evil DDG. Please lock in, because this is your only popular digital footprint right now. And it's permanent. Some of y'all will keep your ego before you even get your rent paid. So yeah, pride is permanent until you finally do the thing that pride hates, which is admitting you're doing too much. The goal isn't to just not mess up. Everyone's gonna mess up. But the goal is to stop making the same mistake with different outfits in the span of 24 hours. Because if you never catch yourself saying nobody's gonna tell you nothing, congrats, buddy. You're gonna get your rocked. Because you're gonna learn the hard way. Thank y'all for the love recently. Praise God. Oh shit, could y'all hear me? Praise God. I'll see y'all soon.
Wow, that was so powerful.
Cops busting a frat that's hazing its pledges? 50 dudes shirtless getting hazed.
This is a police department. This stops here. Who's in charge?
They're upstairs.
What the did I just walk into?
Celebration.
You know what I mean? Celebration of what?
Of life.
Okay, sweet.
And what are you doing here?
He's a living. He lives upstairs.
Oh, so you do live here?
He lives here. Yeah.